So this half term, both of the Sunday clubs have been looking at creation care, but the oldest children have been thinking about it in more depth, and Martha's just going to give you a roundup of what they've been doing over the last few weeks.
This half term in Sunday Club, we have been talking about creation care. Firstly, we thought about the big problems our planet is facing. The problems we identified were deforestation, pollution, wildfires in Australia, flooding, animals losing their habitats, plastic pollution in the sea, killing sea life. These big problems worry us and can feel unsolvable. So we thought about little solutions which, if lots of people did, would make a big difference. Here are the ideas we came up with: growing more trees, recycle and reusing, getting an electric car, collecting rainwater, litter picking. As a group, we brainstormed ideas in which we would make our church greener and eco-friendly. We talked about how we could use less plastic and recycle more, how we could use greener fuel, use more eco-lighting, and what a great idea it would be to put a solar panel on our roof. Then we looked at our outside space and drew up plans to make it more eco-friendly. We looked at the prayer garden and thought about planting which would encourage bees and insects, and we thought about adding a bug hotel. We would like to have somewhere to grow vegetables and herbs. Then we looked at the car park and thought about what we could encourage those who come by car to travel more greenly. So we planned in a bike and scooter rack. So we also thought about installing an electric charging point and designating parking spaces to encourage those with electric vehicles. Please do come and see our plans and encourage us with your thoughts and ideas. We also thought up some ideas to encourage all of us to have an eco-friendly Christmas. When we think about presents, we could think about regifting or wrapping our presents in homemade wrapping paper, or maybe sending viral Christmas cards. When we think about Christmas food, we should plan what we are going to eat and when we are going to eat it to avoid food waste. But don't buy festive food just because it's Christmas. Make your own mince pies to avoid buying more plastic packaging. Try to have no plastic parties. Use your plates and cutleries rather than plastic or paper, and maybe find out about the reusable Christmas crackers. Maybe you could make homemade decorations from things you find in nature, maybe using pine cones or acorns. I wonder what other ideas you have for an eco-friendly Christmas.
When we think about care of creation, we must think about where it all began. We have been given a beautiful, magical and diverse planet, and it is our job to look after this God-given gift. We must be the ones to make the change, who turn the tide from destruction to regrowth. These changes are not just for us, but for future generations. It is also our responsibility to protect the animals and plants which live and grow in our world. One of the things that I would like to learn more about is conservation, so one day I could become a wildlife conservationist myself. I believe passionately that by looking after the world around us, we make a difference, not just for us humans, but for all the animals that live in it. One of the charities which support the work against climate change is WWF, the World Wildlife Fund. WWF are working on every continent to halt and reverse dramatic declines in wildlife numbers and the unsustainable use of our natural resources. Their aim is to work towards a future where both people and nature thrive. We need to ensure restoring nature is put at the heart of all the decisions that we make in our everyday lives. My favourite animal is the orangutan, but they are a critically endangered species. They are affected by food and farming, habitat loss, and illegal wildlife trade. A century ago, orangutans lived in the forests across Southeast Asia, from southern China to the Indonesian island of Java. Today, they are only found on 2 islands, Sumatra and Borneo. The orangutans' forests have disappeared, so have their numbers, cut by around half in just the last 60 years. It's vitally important to protect these incredible animals, Asia's only great apes, before it is too late. That is why I support the Wildlife Fund. I will be making bookmarks to raise funds for this amazing charity, and I hope you will support me by buying a gift for either yourself or a friend. We are also holding an upcycling competition in the next 2 weeks. We would like to see your best upcycled items. If you can't bring them into church, you can send a picture online, and the winner will receive an eco-friendly prize. When we look at the problems of our planet, it can feel all a bit too big. But WWF shows us that there are success stories. Mule leopards are probably the rarest big cat on the planet. These iconic predators were pushed to the brink of extinction at the end of the last century, when just 30 individuals were thought to remain in the wild. This meagre population had its stronghold in the Russian Far East. Mule leopards were hunted for their beautiful coats and bones for use in traditional medicine. While climate change threatens their habitats, which have also been gradually destroyed by unsustainable logging, forest fires, road building, farming, and industrial development. Thankfully, their desperate plight has been halted, though still only around 100 of the animals are thought to exist in the world today, and the species remain critically endangered. At the beginning of the 21st century, the big cats inhabited just over 860 square miles. Thanks to concerted conservation efforts, that figure has since tripled. Mule leopards now accompany a territory of around 2,350 square miles, an area roughly 4 times the size of London. By adopting a mule leopard with WWF UK, supporters directly helped fund some of the incredible vital work that is carried out on Russia's land of the Leopard National Park and the Northeast China Tiger and Leopard National Park to protect the rarest of big cats. Success stories can happen, and everyone together can make small steps, making a difference. If you are a litter picker in your local area or sorting your rubbish from recycling, you are helping. When you donate to charity shops or a food bank, you're helping. When you sow some seeds or grow your own food, you are helping. Together we can make a difference, and by doing so, care for the beautiful world that God has created.